Gigi, this one's for you.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Toys for the Boys. Today, that's my toolbox, and we're gonna look inside it because
When you have toys, water sports, dirt sports, other forms of dirt sports, jet ski seats, cars, mopeds, mountain bikes, you need tools because
if you guys are like me, you have toys, you don't want to pay people to fix it, you also don't trust other people fixing it, and you just want to know how to fix it yourself just in case it breaks down in the future. Like with that truck, for instance, I need to know how to fix that thing because when I'm riding that thing, I'm in the desert with nobody else, and all I have is that Milwaukee pack out with me. So we'll go over what tools that I carry and what tools that I like, what are some must-haves, what I have currently that helps me upkeep all these things. So I don't have Kichi with me today, unfortunately, so I'm gonna have to set you guys over there. I'll do a quick walk around and show you what tools that I need for each specific item, and what I got in my toolbox that helps me fix all these. I'm running out of words, so let's move on.
so then that comes to the shop. It'd either be a shop like I have here, your home garage, your side garage, your whatever, but everyone has some sort of toolbox. Let's start with the random tools. Cordless or cordless battery powered, Jesus Christ. Battery powered Milwaukee vacuum. Thank you, Duncan. Best purchase ever made. I vacuum everything with that. Floor jack. 100% must. A really good battery jumper. You never know when you'll need it forever because you can still charge your phone, do whatever with it. They're great. I love this Noco one. It's never let me down. Pressure washer. It's a tool. It's nice for cleaning cars, trucks, jet skis, both. It makes everything nicer if you got a nice pressure washer. Impact gun. This is my most favorite impact gun. It is a 1/2-inch mid-torque Milwaukee. I don't remember the number, but they're amazing. It does everything I need it to do. Milwaukee blower, very nice. I'm also a Milwaukee fanboy, if you haven't figured that one out yet. Vacuum, I said, amazing. These are considered tools. You will need brake clean, PB blaster, whatever. Everyone's got their own chemical cabinet of stuff. But these are the rice and beans of the tools. Rice and beans. I don't know if that's the right saying. This is the whole enchilada. I'm going to show you my enchilada. Keep in mind, I got 2 toolboxes. Those are junk tools and consumables. Like, these are all my hand-me-down tools, if that makes sense. Once I get a new tool for here, that goes to here, and this eventually disperses to, like, the truck bag or the track bag or to the jet ski tools. So if I need tools to go, I pull it out of here if it's not something specific that I need. So I have extra socket sets, extra extensions. I have random pliers, coilover tools, picks. Picks are amazing. Random wrenches, more random sockets, random power tools that I don't use anymore that I can take with me. But again, this is my box that's for hand-me-down tools. And then consumables like Scotch-Brite, silicone, glue, tape, gloves, just whatever. These are consumables. And then you have your quick-to-grab tools like angle grinder switching tools, coilover adjustments, nice big tape measure, caulk gun, square, dustpan, whatever. I'm getting sidetracked. But whenever you're making bags, don't take your nice tools with you. We already went over this. Nice tools stay here because we don't want to lose them. Take your Harbor Freight tools, then put them in your truck, put them in your jet ski. So, nice tools. Here we go. Got my Milwaukee drawer, screw gun, baby 3/8 stubby gun, drill. I forgot what these things are called, but you get it. My snap-on drawer. I love this thing. Rocker gun. I use this thing 99% of the time, and it does everything I want unless it's over like 70, 80 foot-pounds. Like, this thing struggles with lug nuts, but everything else, it is a perfect gun. I love this thing. Electric ratchets. Can't have enough of these. I got a 1/4 inch and a 3/8 long reach. Little buzz thing. I don't know what they're called. That's a nice little sanding thing. I'm just blazing through these ratchets. We all know what those are. I showed you my tiny favorite flex head ratchet. This thing's great for getting hard to reach hose clamps or bolts because it does everything. And then I got the long boy too. Super sick. Electrical drawer, multimeter, power probe, car scanner, soldering gun, calipers. Down here, just wood tools, sawzall, circular saw, a couple other stuff. Oh. Up here, okay, you guys might give me a little shade. my box isn't big enough to have all my sockets in one drawer. So this is my metric drawer. I use metric on almost everything. So these are all metric. These are all Snap-on and those are all Husky. So I have those would be my hand-me-down tools. These would technically go in there and eventually disperse, but that's still full. So until I disperse those tools, these are gonna stay here. So I just have 2 sets. But again, we got our shallows, our mids, and then our deeps. Love them. Snap-on ones, amazing. I know they're expensive. I know it hurts to spend like $200-300 on one set of sockets, but you'll never buy another set. I just stripped a bolt today using a Husky socket, but if I use a Snap-on one, I wouldn't have done that. But again, oh, these things. Nobody's made these yet. These are Wobble Plus. Let me show you how these things work. These are freaking amazing. I love them. But they only work with, they don't work with the Husky sockets. They work with Harbor Freight sockets. See, all the way on, it's an extension. You're good. Then you do a half click out. Now it's a little wobbly. I think it's like 20 or 30 degrees of play. So you can get a wobble or then lock. Then it's locked. So it's Wobble Plus. So it eliminates the use of needing a swivel. Again, I love ball swivels, not square swivels, but I rarely have to use swivels if I'm using these extensions, and I love those extensions. Torques, sockets, adapter kit. Get yourself a nice adapter kit. Don't get the Harbor Freight one. This one like snaps every single time I use it. They're like one-time use for the ones at Harbor Freight. These, I haven't been to break those yet. Impact sockets. I just grabbed one of those. Jesus Christ. Impact sockets. Get a set. You'll need them. That wasn't even the right size. Where's my 17? Oh, my 17's on the gun over there because we pull off wheels off that car a lot. Next drawer. I'm blabbing on. Wrenches. I'm a little weak in this department. I will admit it. I bought this Milwaukee set. They are not the best. They are flexy. They don't have the switch on them. I really do appreciate the switch, like these Blue Point ones, because especially if you're backing out something and you hit something, you cannot tighten it and get the wrench out. It gets stuck. You guys know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. I need to get some more here. I will admit it. These cover every size. I mean, this goes from 8 to 22. That goes from 1/4 to 1 inch. So you're covered here. But the one thing that I use the most is not these if I need a wrench. It is this one Snap-on wrench that I am in love with. This thing. This thing is amazing. It goes from 0 to, I think, 1.5 inches, or from 0 to like 37 millimeters, and it is super thin. Again, this thing is slept on. This thing's amazing. Another cool thing that most people don't know, zip tie tool. It tightens it and then cuts it, and it's a flush cut, so you don't scratch yourself on it. You guys need those. Automatic wire strippers. The Quinn ones are same as the Blue Point ones. Electrical pick tool, hose cutters, Nipex. You guys are watching this video, you already know how amazing these Nipex pliers are. Snap-on cutters, snap ring pliers, blah, blah, blah. Trim tools, very nice to have. My favorite trim tool so far, this thing, pretty sick. Nice. It's a nice panel popper. This thing's nice to get off those weird Christmas tree bits. Set of Allens. What do we got down here? Oh, I love looking at this drawer. Torques, screwdrivers, baby Torques, picks, my standard sockets. Sorry, American bros. I don't use sockets that much. Feeler gauge, gotta have it. O2 sensor socket, game changer. Hammers, we have soft ones, we have hard ones. Pry bars, files, big mama ratchet that doesn't fit in the other drawer. And last but not least, Milwaukee stuff. We got oscillating tool, angle grinder, bits, drill bits, bandsaw, and my 2 prized possessions. Yes, you can buy a Harbor Freight one. I know, but I said at the beginning, I like yellow. So I bought a high-vis yellow Snap-on torque wrench. Do I use it every day? No. But when I need it, it's nice to use nice tools. Fender covers, yes. Also have a 1/2 inch one as well. But in conclusion, I showed you a couple of my favorite tools in sorry, I was on a good roll, Kichi. So I showed you a few
of my favorite tools out of my box. Just buy nice tools for yourself. I mean, you're investing in yourself. Remember the tools your grandpa hands you down, blah, blah, blah. They're old. Go buy yourself some nice tools. I know they're grandpa's tools. Keep a couple of them. They're cool. You can put them in your other box if you want. But buy yourself nice tools. They're rewarding. To have modern technology with locker gun. Your grandpa never had this. This thing's sick. It works so great. You can tell by how much I have not cleaned this and I've used it that it's black. This used to be bright ass yellow. Anyway, you'll also need air tools if you have an air compressor. Like body saws are really nice. Soft wire brushes, really nice. This carpet cleaning tornador thing. Thank you, Chaz. That thing's amazing. Torches. You need a propane and MAP gas. If you have a stuck bolt, MAP gas will make it come out. It is hot. It'll get it like metal expanded bolt will come out great. You'll thank me later.
We're gonna start with Motorsports because this is the one you usually need the least tools for.
And I work on these every day, so I'm pretty damn knowledgeable about these. Main thing that's gonna happen on these skis. See that there's no exhaust hose? Those pop off. As I just mentioned in the last video, they run like shit usually if they've been sitting for a while with old spark plugs. So you want another set of spark plugs. Grab some tools and show you what I have or want. These things, this is made by Snap-on. You can get any other brand. I'm going to let you guys know right now. I am a big Snap-on, high-vis fanboy. I'm sorry. You guys can say they're overpriced, say whatever. I like them. I have a saying that I listen, and not that I listen, a saying that I follow. Buy once, cry once. I don't even ask how much this stuff is anymore. I just buy it, and I cry, and I pay my weekly thing, and I have nice tools. I don't need to go exchange them. I don't need to break them. They don't rust. They don't do this. They don't do that. Keep in mind, I still have Harbor Freight tools. That whole Milwaukee thing over there is full of Harbor Freight tools. There's a time and place for cheap tools, and there's a time and place for nice tools. My box, if I'm here, I want nice tools to be working on it. If I'm in the desert or in the water with this thing, I want shit tools because it's either going to end up in the bottom of the water or end up in the bottom of the sand. And you're not going to find it, and you're going to be sad for losing a $30 socket. So, again, got a little sidetracked on my Snap-on thing. As for this thing, you need tools to check hose clamps. That would be a 1/4 inch, a 6 mil, 7 mil, 8 mil socket. That's pretty standard on any jet ski. You're going to need those to check hose clamps and to change spark plugs. I really like factory toolkits. Take a look at this thing.
It comes with a screwdriver dealing with bobber, which comes with a flathead, which is a universal hose clamp tightener. I love this because it gets everywhere, and I love this because it gets everywhere. These are tools for the shop. So these stay here because I don't want to lose these. So I have this for the water. This can usually get to everything that I need and can tighten something in a pinch. So can that. 10 and a 13. Sea-Doos are weird. They run off metric sizes. So it's usually 10, 11, 13, 15. Keep in mind, this hasn't even seen the water yet, so I don't have all my tools in it that I need specifically, but will get you out of almost everything that you get stuck in. Spark plug socket. Definitely need that. Keep an extra set of spark plugs in your skis. You can change spark plugs in case you flip it over, get water in the cylinder, spark plugs get wet. If your ski sinks because of exhaust hose pops off, keep a tool to tighten exhaust clamps. Like, see, right there. The whole ski is made of hose clamps. Keep spare hose clamps. Keep tools to tighten spare hose clamps. So, literally with skis, really simple. Spark plugs, and then hose clamps and tools for that. You don't really need much else for these things. They're pretty damn bulletproof until they start taking in water because a hose popped off, and then you start sinking, and then you get water in your motor. But guess what? You have the tools to get the water out of your motor because you can take out your spark plugs, and then you have the tools to fix your hose clamp that popped off because of why it sank. So, OEM toolkits, great. Add a couple more small things to it, even better. Like spark plugs and some spare hose clamps. That's not tools, but that's a Sea-Doo safety thing that I like. It's got rope in it, a whistle, a flashlight, and some other little things. This is not a jet ski informational video on what you should have, like a flag and all that stuff. I can do that later if you want this. This is a tool video, so that's the main tools you need for that.
Moving on to little pit bikes. These are Hondas, and if you know anything about Hondas, you don't need tools. We have driven these things across rivers. We have driven them over rocks, through rocks, yard sailed them off rocks, driven them into the mountain, into the desert, countless miles on them. They don't run out of gas. They don't have any issues whatsoever. They don't even pop tubes. They are amazing. They don't need anything as long as you're not a dummy. and start bending shifters or cracking holes in your case from hitting rocks. There's one person who I know that I'm talking to you, and his name starts with Pedram. Watch out for the rocks. But we have a skid plate now, so if you're planning on bombing rocks, put a skid plate on it so you don't punch holes in your cases. These don't need tools. These are pretty damn good. This needs tools. BMWs really needs tools. So let's move on to this thing next.
Here we have this thing, the most custom of custom gets. It has a Corvette motor, Chevy truck transmission, a Ford rear end, a Tacoma body, Tundra steering rack, and no, actually not axles, that was my last Toyota. But there's nothing normal. You are not going to find a parts in O'Reilly's for anything. I mean, you will, but you got to know what you got to know what you know, you know? Ooh, that sounded like a song. You don't know what you don't know. Okay.
Sorry. I got my tool bag over there. It is full of Harbor Freight tools. I gave myself a budget of like $200 or $300. I went to Harbor Freight and I bought everything that I needed. I'm not going to go through everything, but I'll just show you the top drawer, top bag.
We have zip ties, we have spare tire iron, we have pliers, we have pry bar, we have vice grips, we have channel locks, we have a multimeter, we have adjustable wrenches, lighters, super glue, extensions. Literally the most generic ass tools, everything. There's metric sets, metric set socket, standard set socket, metric set wrenches, standard set wrenches, because everything on this thing is custom and it is hard to know what you need. And not only for you, when you're out there, you got to help other people. So you need to have tools to improvise and to do everything. Another thing that you should always keep with you if you have a custom truck like this is see all these non-standard bolts. I mean, they are standard, but not standard size. You cannot find these bolts and hardware at O'Reilly's. So if you look up somewhere, I don't even know where it is. I got one of these bins that says Tacoma because I take that bin with me every time this truck goes out to the desert. In there, I have spare parts, spare arms, spare belts, spare alternators, spare bolts for all the suspension up front, all the suspension in the back. I have spare oils for the motor oil, the tranny oil, the diff oil, coolant, everything. I have everything in a bin. If we're going on a longer ride, I have small bags and I shove them back there to be with me. Tools are always in the truck no matter what. You hit a jump, there's tools flying everywhere.
Yes, I should probably make a nice pack out thing, kind of like this little wall mount, so I can mount all my tools down there so they don't fly around and hit me in the head, kind of like my fire extinguisher, which usually tries to kill me. It comes off the top and falls down. I need a water. Give me a second.
10 years later.
And we're back. I drank water. Sorry, Kichi. That fire extinguisher tries to kill me almost every time we go out. So I took it off. I'll put two big ones in the back. Always carry fire extinguishers in dirt sports. It really doesn't make sense to me why we need fire extinguisher on the water, but people say we need it. If not, I get a ticket. So keep fire extinguisher in your ski because you're going to get a ticket if you don't have one. Always keep in your off-road vehicles is a tire plug patch kit.
So if you get a hole, you ream it out and then put a patch in there so your tire's good, and then you go find someone who has air and put air in your tires.
Ooh, another thing. Really important. Jack. Having a jack, life changer. Again, there's redundancies with things. 2 batteries, 2 everything, so you're usually good there. Try to walk through Harbor Freight and make yourself a toolkit for like $200 to $300 and just keep it in your off-road vehicle because you'll never know what you'll need or someone else will need. Because it feels really cool to have the one tool that nobody has and you have it to help someone out and make their day. But again, as I said, I have my my Tacoma box that I keep in the trailer. I try to take tools and whatever I think I'll need with me, but if shit happens, if I rip off a front arm or break something, someone can always go back to my trailer, grab what I need, and come back to me and fix it, because we're usually not alone when we go out. So I do have spare parts. I don't keep everything with me, but it's nice to have spare parts. Tools, again, this is a tool video. Keep all your tools with you, because usually you can figure out some getaway of fixing it when you're out there, as it be with zip ties or ratchet straps or whatever. It's just, you'll MacGyver something, because you're in the middle of the desert and you want to keep moving. But just make sure your tools are properly fastened, so don't try to kill you, like in my case. Again, I'll probably go through this if I end up keeping this truck and properly get little Milwaukee bins and mount them in properly so stuff's not rattling and flying around.
So that's for the dirt. And then you might ask yourself, you have a BMW. What tools do you need for this thing? To be honest, you need a shop for this thing. You can fix it on the side of the road, Joel. Talking to you, good shit pulling that turbo in your driveway, but you can't really fix this thing trackside. There's not much that will go wrong or break. So best thing to do is keep a couple wrenches to check your suspension bolts, keep the tools you need to adjust your suspension, tire pressure gauge, big thing to know where your tire pressures are at, impact gun, torque wrench for your wheels in case you need to pull on and off your wheels to change tires, change your brake pads, a standard set of tools just to nut and bolt check everything and to make adjustments on your adjustable arms if you have any, or for your alignment specs, suspension heights, but nothing really specific because you're not changing a valve cover at the side of the track unless you got a full-blown trailer with a race team or whatever you got going on. But if you're a weekend track guy, just bring the stuff to maintain the car and to tweak it a little at the track for whatever you need. So that's about it for this thing. Scooter, you're f***ed. For brakes, you're walking. Sorry.
There is no downside in having too many tools. Is there some people who go way overboard and have too many tools? Yes. I'm pretty content with my box. I would like to get a bigger box so it's not as cluttered, but that's about the amount of tools that I will ever need or buy. I will just buy a couple specialty tools now here and there. I'm not going to buy Snap-on specialty tools. I don't need to spend that much money on a specialty tool that I don't use every day. I'll probably go out and buy a Harbor Freight one. But if it's hand tools, I'd like to buy good quality ones like those. Wrenches, I will go get more Snap-on wrenches. I am a little shy in that department. If you got specialty stuff, you won't use it every time, buy the cheap one. If it's a socket that you're using every day, buy the good one. You'll thank yourself later. It just feels better having nice tools. Thanks for listening to me babble on about tools. I love tools. I have thousands of dollars in that box. I'd like to talk about it every now and then, especially to you guys. If I can help you guys pick out some tools that you like, it's great. I showed you that wobbly thing. Game changer. I'm telling you, it will tighten every hose clamp you will ever need to get to. The little flexi thing, also super nice to get like underneath dashboards or behind heads or wherever you need to get to. Power tools, I love that big Milwaukee gun and I love that Snap-on rocker gun. They're all great tools. I'm not going to give you guys a list in the description. I'm sorry. I don't have the time or patience to do that. I don't think Kichi does either. So if you have any questions, leave a comment. If you have any suggestions for something I don't have that you love, please leave it down below because I would love an excuse to buy a new tool. So if you have any suggestions, let me know down below. I think I covered everything. I covered water. I covered dirt. I covered land. Mountain bikes, you need literally like a toothpick and 2 tools. I don't know why I said toothpick, but you don't need bikes. They work pretty good. Welder, get yourself a welder. I don't care if you know how to weld. I don't care if you're good at it. It is nice to be able to stick 2 pieces of metal together. Get yourself a cheap welder. That's a Harbor Freight welder. Does me great. But with that being said, thank you guys for watching. Keep buying more toys and buy some tools if you're going to buy more toys because you'll need to fix them. Bye.